loud and ready to flow. Braxy and Giddy got a show to glow. Life stories wild like a late night dream. We're spilling the tea and it's hot like steam. Braxy and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs control? It's the Braxy and Kitty show. From trending news to the tales untold. Spinning the wheel, let the stories unfold. Catch us in the vibe where the chatter grows. With a pair that keeps you on your toes. What's the buzz? What's the word? Spill it fast, haven't you heard? Braxy and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs control? It's the Braxy and Kitty show. Truth or dare, we're taking the leap. Stories that'll make you laugh or weep. Tune in now, let the fun explode. This is your stop, it's the Braxy code. Two voices loud and ready to flow. Braxy and Giddy got a show to glow. Life stories wild like a late night dream. We're spilling the tea and it's hot like steam. Braxy and Kitty, we're here to play.
Life and gossip every single day. It's getting quite catchy, this song now, isn't it? What is up, good people? You're watching the Braxy and Kitty show. It is Monday morning, Monday afternoon vibes. Kitty, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. What have you got done? Have you got everything done today?
I went spinning, and then my daughter gave me a shopping list because she's been off college. So now she's given me a shopping list, and I got it all done. And it's so nice to be able to go out and do things. But we need to apologise for not being around much last week because we were busy, weren't we?
We were busy. We were busy planning for this UK Glamour Awards. Kitty's obviously in the OF industry, and you wanted to meet all the big stars of the business.
I did, and we got to meet quite a few people. I got to meet the person that's owned Spearmint Rhinos.
Wow,
that was cool. Oh well, the new Spearmint Rhino, by the way, not the old one, the new one. And we met a group of people from AW as well, didn't we? And we met loads of people.
Yeah. One thing for sure, they were really nice. I must say that everyone was really, really nice. There was a few like, is that her? Is that him? Kind of moments. Like, you said that was Penny. Obviously a very well known OF creator. Very, very well known. I couldn't believe how skinny she looked. She looked so slim. Oh my god. Wow. I couldn't believe it was her because I sort of looked at her and I looked at her in her eye and I was like, is that her? And I was like, oh my god.
And then usually you don't recognize them because of all the filters. We were talking about this, wasn't we, the other day? And
yeah.
Those that use that many filters, they mustn't be able to recognize themselves, like when they're in the mirror. But you kept coming back to me and you were saying about, that's Penny, I'm sure it is. I couldn't be sure, and then we both obviously realised it was Penny. There was a few there as well. There was that guy that the guy with the girl that stood next to you, Jack Hammer. He was there, and there was last year's winners. There was quite a few semi-famous. There was a few TikTok stars there, wasn't there?
Yes. There was that. You didn't know who he was. The white yardie guy. Have you seen him now?
No, I still haven't seen him.
Okay.
There was a few, and obviously Miss Price.
Oh yes, Katie Price. A lot of I don't know. I told you earlier, but I obviously recorded her performing. She performed her number one song that I think it was last year's number one song, and she's getting so much hate online. Like, people are really going throwaway. Like, some women obviously like this really slim look. They really do like this slim look. Otherwise, I don't know, but let's have a little peek here anyway. I won't play the song, but this was Katie Price performing at the UK Glamour Awards. You you can see she's really, really slim, like real slim. Those legs are, the thigh gap on that is insane, to be fair.
That is emaciated to me. It looks poorly, but
But this is the look that they kind of go for, because they, like, no one's forcing them to take this weight out of their inner thigh and stuff like that. They like this look for some reason.
to me that is not attractive. And you and I were talking about this, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't look at Katie Price and think right now she looks pretty in any way, shape, or form. There is nothing sexy about her. To me, she looks poorly. Right? She looks really, really poorly. She looks like she's had the fat, and I know that this is a procedure girls are having. They're having the fat removed from here so that the cheekbones stick out.
Mm.
To me, it throws back to the 90s. You know, can you remember the heroin chic that the 90s? Or are you too young to remember the 90s?
You're testing my youth there a little bit. You're testing my youth.
But it was an unhealthy size 0. That was the
Yeah.
thing, and this is beyond size 0. There was girls there, and they were repping all sizes, all shapes. There was boobs. There was
Good
bum.
God, some of them boob jobs were a bit sus though. Like there were a few sus boob jobs. Trust me.
There was women that just looked like they'd got 2 beach balls
Yeah.
literally stuck there. There was a woman with amazing legs that did the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turned around and she'd got no bum, and I was like, you know, you've got this amazing legs.
The way you say bum, boom.
Oh, got no bum. It's got no bum. she really didn't, and she looked amazing. And then she spun on this pole thing, and I just went, "Where's her bum?" And it was just like, it was just one of those moments. But everybody was repping. Everybody was there. There was old, there was young, there was blonde, there was, you know, brunettes, redheads, everything. There was people in tape.
Yeah, yeah. That's obviously a new. Well, not new. It's that guy. He's quite a famous sort of designer. I think he calls them dragons. They're dragons. It's sort of
Yeah.
like his interpretation of dragons on very stunning women. I've got 1 or 2 videos, but I don't know if I'm able to share them on here.
Well, I got the gaffer tape out this afternoon. I thought, well, I'll give it a go.
Well, I do you know what, I was thinking about this earlier, like, you know, getting into a different sort of niche in terms of, like, you know, style and fashion and stuff. But obviously I don't want to do tape. But I was thinking I was just humming and ahhing and what I could use as a possibility.
Yeah, it's like gaffer tape. It's just the taking it off at the end. Oh, that's gonna from a woman.
Yes. Oh yeah, especially some of them sensitive areas as well.
Yeah,
It's like a waxing strip, that, isn't it?
they were covered in that tape, so God knows what happened there. But as for Katie, she looked poorly. Now, my advice again is, I think, like Miss Blue, she's got people around her that just say yes, 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 yes. She's got nobody around her that's going to say, do you know what, you look terrible. You need to give your head a shake. And because it's not helping, she's on tour at the moment with Kerry Katona, isn't she? And Kerry's on those jabs. Kerry's admitted to being on the jabs, and she's lost a load of weight. So that's obviously what they're doing. I mean, I can't, allegedly, they're both on the jabs. Now, I asked ChatGPT earlier, is she on them? And it said that she's confirmed that she isn't.
Okay.
But I don't believe that you can get that thin.
Well, she's literally had the fight. Like, I remember I used to watch it before. She used to have the fat sucked out of her legs and all sorts of crazy stuff that she used to have done. But I just can't get the obsession. Do you know what it is? I think they I don't know. They feel like being super skinny makes them feel super young. I don't know if that's the sort of, she wants to look like a young girl. But I feel like if she's gonna do that, she should get rid of the massive knockers, like, you know, because it doesn't look in proportion and it don't look nice. I gotta be honest, like you were saying to me, does any of this stuff really get you float your boat or whatever? And I was like, not really. No, it's all sort of fake silicones, and you know, there's a lot going.
Because we said, oh, right, you know what you've got to do next? I've got to get a right good set of Bristols on me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way I could have them, because if I had big Bristols, I'd look huge. And I think you've got to go with your frame and
Yeah, for sure.
what
Proportion. You got to go in proportion.
she's not in proportion. I know she's always been around about a 6 and an 8. Right? She's a very small girl. She's very, very petite, and she's always, like you say, she's always had the boobs. I think having the fat sucked out of there has made her look like she's been on the gear. Sorry.
Yeah, and there's probably you know, with these celebrities, there's a lot of that going on anyway. A lot of that going on. A lot of that.
We know
So
she's over in Turkey quite a lot, having this procedure, that procedure.
yeah.
I don't think, my personal opinion, and people can come in and say different, being thin doesn't make you look younger. Being thinner can actually make you look older.
Especially, yeah.
A woman that's gone from bigger to smaller, I've had to work with an esthetician to make sure that my face hasn't dropped, if you get what I mean, because otherwise I'm just going to be left with skin. Now, the amount of weight she's lost, she's got this loose skin. Now, I know she's had facelifts, but she's not doing it in the right order. Does that make sense?
I just trying to make sense of why women are obsessed with. I get the beauty standards, I get it all, but some of the stuff that, like, you know, just it's too much. Like, you know, I get it for the, like, you know, some women are paid. You know, obviously talking about UK Glamour Awards here. A lot of women are paid to look a certain type of way. That's their model. You know, they men like to see those big boobs, but if you ask most men, do they find these big, massive rocket silicones on tiny frame women attractive? I'm pretty sure most men normally say no. You know, most men like a sort of a nice curvaceous woman, or they look or a nice slender woman. But like a perfect example is some of those models that were on the stage. I think I've got a video. Let me grab the video quickly. Some of them models that were on the stage at the UK Glamour Awards, some of them were like supermodels because they were skinny, but they were in real good proportion, good shape.
My girls, the gem in the leotards and the ones that
I think so. I think so. I do have it here somewhere. One second. Let me grab it. But some of them, like, you know, they looked really, really good. Like they look good. They were slim, but they look really good. Like, you know.
yeah, I think I know who you're on about, and I totally agree. I would love to know if there's anybody watching right now that actually likes those pneumatic boobs. Who actually likes those ones? And I'm talking about, there was one woman walking around. She was a big woman. She was a BBW, but she had absolutely fake huge knockers, and they were like just out here. And she was just as big, and to me it just didn't look right. But am I going by my own standards here? Because I didn't like the look of that. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the woman that won one of the categories that I was in, I was really, really upset because she went up to the stage and her boobs were sort of down here.
Yeah.
Like, you could have at least put some sort of bra on and lifted them up, love. And then I thought, well, maybe there's somebody that likes that.
Yeah. These were the dragons actually,
Yeah.
and some of the dragons, like some of these women, they were slim, but they were in really nice. Like, this is, like, you know, this is fine because, you know, I think they're quite athletic girls as well, aren't they? Like, they do like a lot of like muscular stuff, but some of them really slim. But like that one, the main one in the middle there, like, you know, I think she stole the show for the dragons.
Yeah.
Really, really in proportion, really she's really skinny. There's no doubt about it, but she's just built different. Like, you know, it just looks like these women look okay. To be fair, they look, you know.
They look like they've eaten. Katie doesn't look like she's eaten.
No.
That is, they look like they've had a meal and they work out and they look after their body and they're healthy. Katie, to me, look healthy. She looks poorly. We know Katie goes through it really, really bad. We know Katie goes off the rails, and right now I think she's going off the rails. I wish there was somebody that would say to her, "You don't look good." Well, people are.
A question then? Do you think that she thinks she looks good?
She must do. She must do. She's admitted she's got body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
we know she's got body dysmorphia. I mean, come on, nobody has as many surgeries as she does. But she must look in the mirror at some point and think she looks good. To me, she looks like just a pair of lips and eyelashes. That's all I could see on that, because her legs were her legs are probably about the same size as my arms.
Smaller, I would say smaller.
Yeah.
A lot. Like, you know, if you, I'm being very kind with the comments that, like, you know, the comments on the video, on this video that I posted in her chat. You know, they weren't great. Like, a lot of people that she does have a lot of support for sure, but most of the people are like, "Oh, this is disgusting. This is disgraceful." Like, you know, who's encouraging this woman? Like, there are people there genuinely like upset for her well-being. Like, you know, there are people out
Well,
there worried for her.
I will admit that it worried me. You know, I was looking at her. I mean, there was. Can you remember that woman that was in front of us when we were watching it? And he was like, "Oh, it's blah blah," and she went, "No, no, no, no! Don't insult Katie."
Yeah.
Ones that are causing this. These are the ones that aren't saying, "Do you know what, love? I think we need to get you to therapy because you need to sort yourself out. You look poorly. You've got to look after Harvey for the rest of his life. You're not going to live for much longer if you carry on with this. This is poorly."
Yeah.
I mean, there's a difference in health, and I think she looks unhealthy. Hi, babe. But yeah, to me, like you say, that because we were surrounded by so many beautiful women, and there was beautiful women of all shapes and sizes, the ones that were really sort of that just that you could, it just stood out more because there were so many beautiful shapes.
Yeah. Look, going back to that Penny, like, I did. You know, when you see her videos, you think this is all filter, like, you know, but she, like, it's very rare that you see someone in real life and they actually look better than they do in on their actual, like, you know, feed and stuff.
Yeah. And Penny's a beautiful woman. I think a lot of people mistake just because she's tall that they don't think she's feminine. She's incredibly feminine and she's incredibly beautiful. I'm not just saying.
I thought I looked at her and I thought it's definitely her face. I could see it was her face, but she looked way younger, way slimmer as well for that matter. And I was just like, that can't be her, but I think it is her, because I kept saying to you, I'm sure that's her. And
We were discussing it most of the night, weren't we? Is it because we did a lot of that, didn't we, as people walked past us? I only had one bad experience with a woman that I talk to quite often on X, and has asked me to collab. She's asked me to do all this. She walked past me and I chased her, didn't I, to go, "Hi," and she just went. And now I don't think I look that different from my pictures.
Yeah. She did come back. She did come back a few times to speak to you, though. So did she kind of make it up as well?
Didn't talk to me at all. She still.
Oh, maybe. We had the worst. We had the best and the worst seats because everyone had to barge past us constantly to get to the bar and back. Actually,
but you know, I don't think I look that different from my pictures. And let's face it, I was all glammed up. You knew I was somebody, and if somebody's coming towards you and you go, "Hi," and she just went, and I thought, okay, and that was the only bad person that I sort of met on the whole.
bad interaction that you had.
Because the rest were absolutely lovely. I mean, we turned on, it was raining, and they were all like, come on, get under here, make sure you stand under here. Everybody was like, make sure you know, blah, blah, blah. There was no, and everybody was saying, God, you look lovely, you know, to each other. There was no bitchiness, and there was no, oh, what awards are you up for? Oh, we're on the same awards or anything like that. There was none of that. Good luck, you know. I was half expecting that. I was half expecting the bitchiness of women, because women can be quite bitchy, and especially in a situation where we're going to be called out for our beauty, we you know, we get quite defensive, but we weren't, and there was quite a lot of camaraderie within the groups. I don't think apart from her, I can't say that there was any bad interaction for me. Even the men were so well behaved. You know, normally
well, I think I did mention to you. I did mention to you that some of these male porn stars, or whatever they want to call themselves, they don't have much personality to them. Like, some of them were like just Some of them were like just big meat-headed tools. They were very nice. Everyone was very nice, but they were like proper tools, if you ask me, just by
Yeah,
speaking to them and
literally
stuff.
walking around, sort of showing themselves off, weren't they? At one point,
Like proper tools.
there was like because of where we were sitting, we'd got this prime spot for us, but everybody was like walking past us, wasn't they? And we more or less saw everybody come and go. And there was one or two where they were just like, you could tell that there was nothing going off upstairs, but they looked buff. And you, and it was like, and then there was one guy that chased me because when I went to the toilets, he chased me to the toilets, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "God, you're gorgeous," and blah blah blah. And he was like, "We need to collab," and I thought, "Oh God, even in person, that's their only line."
Mm. It was getting like there was guy chat amongst the crowd and stuff, and there was a lot of thirsty guys in there for sure. Like, and very surprisingly, I don't know. Obviously, I'm assuming that these guys were in the industry. There was certainly some that you would recognize or whatever, but um, I don't know. I don't know. What did it do for you? Because obviously, it's a year into your OnlyFans. It's a year into your OnlyFans sort of career. What did it do for you, like turning up, seeing it all, being part of like it was kind of like an OF or a sex or the sex industry sort of like Christmas party is what I
Yeah,
put it down as.
it was quite freeing. I will say that, because nobody had to hide who you were. And sometimes when you go out and you're with a group of girls and whatever, and they go, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that," and I just go, "Oh, I'm a glamour model." I don't make a big thing, but there it's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on OF," and there was a freedom to it. It was quite fun. I had a bad knee, by the way. If
Oh
anybody,
yes, you took a tumble and I missed it. I missed it for the camera. You did take a tumble.
I did,
Some people were like, "What on earth are you doing in those hills? Like, why? Why would you do it? Pencil hills as well, aren't they, or whatever they're called?"
there were 8-inch heels, and my line now is because it was on Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge wasn't wasn't falling down.
Yeah.
Lady Kitty was.
Yeah. Honestly, your calves, you must have shins. You must have had shin splints. You must have had some serious pain.
No,
No.
no, no. I had a bit of a bruise on my knee. That was it. Um, I've worked my calves. I mean, I'm always in heels, aren't I? Anyway, so I've worked my calves to death. My feet weren't hurting at the end of the night. I wear those heels quite a lot, but normally, like what we'd actually arranged was we got the Uber to the door, didn't we? And then, but then we went for a walk. That was the mistake. In the
Yeah.
rain, in
Yeah.
the rain on Tower Bridge outside Somerset House, I
Yeah.
went and we
Yeah.
missed it. I
Yeah.
wish you'd seen it. But there were some lovely people there.
There was some really nice people, and I feel like that, like, because a few girls did speak to me, and they were like, "Oh, like, obviously seeing all the glitz and glam, everyone together and stuff." A few girls did come up to me and say to me, "Oh, I'm thinking about getting into the industry and stuff," and I was just like, "Do not get it twisted to what some of these people do on a day-to-day basis. Like, they are." The thing is, there are people that like, but it's very rare that are able to sort of just do a little bit, do their social media and stay away from the collaboration, stay away from the big sort of like, the meetups and stuff. But
So
most people making bank, like, the BBL girl that won the award, like, she was standing next to about 5 or 6 brothers, and I can only imagine what kind of content she makes, like, um
that just kept going in my head. She was like, and I work with my twin sister, and I was like, oh, that's no.
yeah, that mum and dad must be very proud.
Yeah, and they were Asian as well, so I was like,
I was very surprised, but I wasn't going to
yeah,
say
I
that.
was
But
like,
I wasn't going to say it. But yeah,
no, I clocked it, and I was like, they're Asian as well. Oh my God, you can imagine that they've probably not been allowed home since. Um, I will say this: it was a lovely night. It was very glitz and glam. But to those girls that are umming and ahhing, I think you need to know what work goes into it. I mean, you can always come to us. You can always ask us. I'm never going to lie to you. I graft.
yeah,
I really have to graft. I haven't had that moment. I haven't had that moment of that major blow up. I have to put in sometimes 18-hour days. Now you know how many outfits I've got. You know how many shoes and whatever I've got, and I put some work and effort and thought into it.
yeah,
When I'm not taking photographs or doing videos or making content, I'm thinking about the next one and the next one and the next one. I've been there at the school gates when, oh, I'll just start an OF. And I just think to myself, you've got no idea. You've got no idea. And one of the things that you and I were discussing was there are a lot of girls that were there. We all know that they're on OF, but we also know that a lot of them are sort of
Yes,
boosting
yes,
their account and boosting
yes.
with other work.
You're
So
definitely there. And there are it's a weird one. I mean, because there are girls that look down at OF work but do escorting work. Like, there honestly, the dynamics of, I don't know what the nice way of saying it is. Like, people don't want to like face the reality, but for me, like, doing escort work is a lot more advanced than doing OF work, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, I
it,
think a hierarchy.
yeah, I think it's just being able to, I think you can hide the escorting sort of thing to some point. You can hide it, but I think eventually you're going to get found out if you're escorting.
Yeah, I think one of the girls framed it to me. I was in the toilets and I was talking to her, and she says, "Oh, I have daddies."
Yeah, and you saw that there was a lot of old men. There was a lot of
Yes,
old
it
men,
was, wasn't there?
a lot of old Asian men with young girls.
Yeah, we were playing that game, weren't we? We was playing that. What's their dynamic?
Yeah,
We was playing it, and we was quite surprised because there was a couple in front of us, and we was like, maybe that's that. And then I think he was just a photographer, and she was one of his
yeah,
models.
yeah. He was definitely some sort of she did say she called him a legend, but I'm not in the I'm not deep in the industry like that, so I don't like know photographers and stuff like that. But one thing I did notice when he was taking his photos, he was holding his phone upside down, so I knew straight away that he had some sort of style to what he was doing, and fair play to him of it. But yeah, we'll have to come up with our own sort of fashion style and our own sort of fashion brand for next year.
I've got the gaffer tape out, love.
The gaffer tape, that you could be very unpopular when it comes to unpeeling that, though. Maybe that could be part of the appeal. There you go. There's a video idea. There's a really good video.
You what now? I wouldn't have to wax for ages, would I?
No, that would blimmin' hurt. Can you imagine if you wrapped your body all with gaffer tape like that, and then you did one sort of like, not one obviously, but you did like a slow sort of unwinding of it.
There's somebody that would pay to see that.
There's a lot of people that are paid to see it, and I'm pretty sure that'd get good views on Instagram. And it's so weird, like the dynamics of social media now, because one, there's just so many. There's literally millions of creators now doing the work, like millions of creators out there shaking their ass, like everyone's doing the same grind. So it's all about something new, isn't it? Obviously, there's the uniqueness. Like, everyone's an individual. Everyone's different. Well, some people are. Most of them have got big boobs, and like most of them just you know. But yeah, it's challenging. It's challenging. It's really challenging. It's really not easy. Like a lot of girls thinking, yeah, I'm going to jump into it and stuff. It's really not easy. Obviously,
Do you think
yeah,
that the fact that so many people are doing it now, it's opening up the fetishes, if you get what I mean? So it's
definitely,
more
definitely.
more acceptance of different fetishes now. So before, like if you was into dominatrix or dominance and things like that, it was very low key, and nobody really. And now you can be quite open.
Now it's in your face. Now it's literally in your face. It's got to a point now. I don't know whether it's got to a point now where you know, well, the government have actually intervened, haven't they? Now, in terms of the choking stuff and like the hard stuff, because they're saying that it's creating unrealistic standards. Like there's women's safety because young boys are seeing stuff like that and thinking, oh yeah, that's the way I've got to be with my partner and stuff. So there is that side to it.
Been asking for it. So how do you can't wheel her down to the police station and say she's committing a crime. When she says, choke me. I'm sorry, love. I'm making a citizen's arrest.
Yeah. I suppose there probably are. I haven't looked into it. There probably are a lot of accidental deaths during interactions.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm pretty sure that's a tough one for a guy to sort of hold. Imagine me and some tiny girl, and they're like, she told me she wanted me to choke her while I do something, like, you know, and she's dead. Like, you know, I've choked her to death. Like, you know, that's 10 years, mate. You hear that? You see someone's mugshot, like, lock him up, throw him away. He's guilty. Like, you know.
Yeah, and all he did was trying to please her.
Yeah. She kept saying harder.
I mean, look at Michael Hutchinson. I mean, he died with a fetish as well. Do you get what I mean? And we know it can go too far. We know that there are issues, but I don't know whether there's a safe way of doing it. Is there a safe way? You know,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just not as publicized. I think that's the idea by banning it and stuff. Let's go with final words on the Glamour Awards, and then we can move over to the sports section of the show. Final words on the Glamour Awards. Katie Price, what did you think?
Katie Price, you're too thin, my darling. You need to sort yourself out. You need to go and get some therapy, my love, and you need to go and put some weight on. And if people aren't telling you that, I'll tell you that. As for the people that were at the Glamour Awards, thank you for having us. It was a lovely show. It was getting busier and busier, and it was, like you said, it was a bit like OF Christmas party.
OF Christmas party, yeah, OF Christmas party. Maybe we can organise a proper Christmas party for the OF. Everyone's got to do their jabs first, because yeah, we don't want any problems.
Well, we can. Do you know how smoothly we can move this on now? Right, watch this. OF.
Yep.
Sponsored a boxer on Saturday.
I saw that, and someone mentioned, why is he wearing the mask? And I was like, that's because he's sponsored by OnlyFans. that was interesting.
He's from Nottingham.
He's from Nottingham as well. He's a Nottingham boy. All right, let's get this banner up here. And I'll give you my. I know you're quite lucky. You've got a special box, haven't you? So you probably didn't have to shell out. You didn't have to shell out the dimes. But for me, I was very upset. Very, very upset. Like, I was, like, you know, I wasn't particularly invested in the card. Like, you know, I wasn't particularly invested in the undercard. And Eubanks Jr., you know, it's quite obvious that he was injured during this fight, and, you know, he's obviously struggled. He was not himself, and maybe he never will be himself again, like, in terms, because it's a lot to be able to turn up. But the question I probably have to say is, like, you know, is it fair to turn up to a boxing match knowing that you're not fit for that fight, and then to make everyone pay their money, like big money? You know, you had men like, you coming out with 50 Cent. He probably paid 50 Cent a lot of money. That was quite epic, to be fair. Maybe that was worth the 25 quid on its own. But for me, to turn up and not turn up for a boxing match is probably the worst thing you can do.
There's two ways to think of it, isn't there? There's that not turning up and whatever, but also you're letting a lot of people down. I suppose if he thought to himself that I'm going to let a lot of people down here, and a lot of people have paid, will they get the money back? Will they only get a percentage back? Maybe that's what he was thinking. I can't inside his head. But can I just say, 50 Cent, thanks for turning up, because that
was epic. I was sat there, I was like, I heard many men. I was like, no way. First of all, what caught me was Chris's mink. Chris come out as some big ass 50k white mink, and I'm thinking, okay, he means business. He's looking serious. And then I see, I'm like, what? That's not 50. And then I hear many men. I was like, no way.
I mean, if you're gonna rock up, right? We obviously know, because the I don't know his name, but they kept referring to him as His Excellence. So he's
Mr. Sheikh, Turkey Al Sheikh. He's the money man.
That's him. He is obviously the money behind it, and they've rocked up with Saudi money. This is big money. This is not even play money, is it? This is the big money. And then, you know, you're looking around the crowd, and everybody's there. There's Rod Stewart, guys,
Piers Brosnan. I was like, no way, mate. You're making all these big celebrities turn up, and you don't put a performance in. That is scandalous.
Can you say that about Conor Benn though? Because Conor Benn did.
No, Conor Benn. Let's have it right. Conor Benn done what he was meant to do. He turned up, and, you know, he fought. the reality of the matter is, he basically fought a sparring partner. That was that was literally what I mean. If that was if Chris, if you paid a sparring partner to turn up and he done what Chris done, you wouldn't pay him. Like, you wouldn't pay him. He let the smaller man back him up the whole way through the fight, who's not particularly a well-schooled boxer. Like, he's not exactly like a boxing sort of, like, none of them are, to be fair. Like, they're both just sort of athletic powerhouses in the boxing game. Like, they're not technical boxers. Like, none of them are. Like, so Chris, just to back up and, like, do nothing for 12 rounds is shocking. Like, it's absolutely shocking. I get it. It's £10 million. I would probably do exactly the same. The only
Yeah,
difference,
I was gonna say.
the only difference I would say, and it's easier saying it here, if I know I'm not fit, I would prefer to give everything for 3 rounds and go out on my stool, like, go out with my dignity, and go and try and take the guy out at least. And if you get knocked out, you get knocked out. But you're gonna get woken up to 10 million in the morning. At least people can say you tried. To not try and just dance around the ring for 12, like, letting the smaller man back you up, like, that's scandalous for me.
Did you watch the fight before?
Yes, yes, yes.
Did Mr. OF, right? So that to me was a fight because he got knocked out in the first or the
He
early
got
round.
splattered. His nose got
Yeah,
battered, didn't it? Yeah.
yeah. And then he got up and he thought, right, you're not doing this. And they had a good scrap. Now, to me, that's what it's about. It's about that scrap, sort of digging in. And it's that to me was more of an equal fight. Okay, he
Yep.
got splattered at the beginning, but then he came back. When I watched, like you say, Connor was just literally all over Chris Eubank. There was no denying it. The better fighter was Conor Benn on the night. Is that something you could say on their stats or whatever? No, because Chris Eubank is a good fighter. We know that they're quite equally matched in certain ways.
Just one's bigger apparently, but apparently not as well. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, they're
it's
probably both exactly the same fighter in terms of, like, what they are boxing, what their abilities are. Like, they're both very athletic, very tough, very durable sort of fighters. Like, Conor Benn's obviously, what is he, 8 years younger. Like, you know what, it's just down to that. Eubanks wasn't fit for purpose. He, like, even in his commentary afterwards, he said he thought he would be able to just turn up and the warrior would come out, but no, like, he didn't come out. He didn't put a shift in. He danced, he ran, he hid from the smaller man for 12 rounds, made people pay big money. And
it's cold.
it,
Oh, it was cold in Tottenham Hotspur by all accounts. Everybody was freezing.
Yeah, Dave Allen was in there, and he's a boxer, and a lot of people were roasting Chris because it's really not right. And when I think about it, when everyone thinks about it, it wasn't exactly a massive super fight anyway. The first one was special because of just purely Eubanks senior turning up in the car. Like, there was a whole load of, they really did sell us the fight. And then Chris performed as well. Like, they both went for each other. Like, Chris never went for him in that round. He never, not even for 5 seconds of the rounds did he go for him and try to take him out. Didn't do nothing. He backed up. Like, and first of all, I was thinking to myself, no, why is he backing up for? I was really worried about this. I was like, why is he backing up like this?
I
But
think
yeah.
trauma from his jaw, because if you remember last time he got his jaw broke, didn't he? When because he was in hospital for 11 weeks after that.
Hmm.
And I thought maybe he'd got some trauma from his jaw, and
Yep.
maybe that was why he was pulling back at first. And then obviously when I saw the interviews afterwards, and he said, I just wasn't.
Yeah, I've been going through hell and all this
Yeah,
sort of stuff. Like, trying to like, he said he's been through so much stuff just to be here. I get it. He was committed, and he probably would have been sued. So he's probably his hands were probably tied in that sense. To be fair,
yeah.
I'll give him a bly. I'll give him a bly. He has given me some good nights, but it's very disappointing when you
Would you
say
like
that.
the trilogy? Would you like?
Chris ain't getting another dime off me, mate. I'm sorry. He ain't getting Chris Eubank ain't getting another dime off me. like I ain't spending another £25 on that, brother. I don't care. Like, you know, God bless the guy. You know, maybe listen to your dad. Maybe do retire because we don't want to see you get hurt. You know, doing all this weight draining stuff ain't good for you. Go and enjoy your money. He's going to be a dad now, I hear as well. So, um,
So
just
that's
another one just off that topic. I was very upset on the night with Chris, very upset. I said some very bad words, mainly because I bet on the guy as well, like, you know, so that obviously makes it even worse. Like, you know, I'm sitting there waiting to collect my cash and I'm like, go on Chris, do your thing. But
no.
that's over now. But we hear that Jake Paul might be fighting Anthony Joshua.
Yes. But
Jake Paul might be fighting AJ.
Yeah, but did you hear what Tony Venom said? He was like, "Oh, have a word with yourself, sort it out," because he can't believe it. He's like, "No, that's not going to happen." But Jake Paul's pushing it, isn't he? He wants it.
Well, he did this last time, and then it turned out that he was just using AJ's name for clout, basically, so he could. The only way, look, very realistically, Jake Paul, you know, he's a very athletic man. He couldn't beat Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is not even what anyone would particularly call a full-time boxer. You know, he's Tyson Fury's little brother, and God bless him. He's done well for his money. He's a lovely guy. Love Island. He's a lovely guy. Tommy Fury. I got nothing against the guy. But if Jake Paul couldn't beat Tommy Fury and he wants to fight AJ, like, you know, I get it. There's millions of pounds to be made. There's millions of people. Like, I think they
Did he
said
win
about
gold?
50.
Did
Sorry.
he win gold? AJ, did he win gold? Because he
Yes, AJ won gold. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
so
gold
you talk
contest.
about an Olympian. No matter what he's done since, you want to fight an Olympian. This is a man that won gold. Jake Paul, you are ridiculous.
Yeah, I honest to God, like, you know, I don't think Jake Paul would beat me in a boxing match. Like, you know, I honest to God, I'm saying it now. Jake Paul, forget about AJ. Forget about AJ. You need to fight Bradsey. You need to fight Bradsey instead. Like, Bradsey needs those millions.
Oh no, I'll go in your corner. If you can't do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, look, I'll beat. I think I can beat. I think I can beat Jake Paul in a boxing match, and Kitty can be my trainer. There we
Yeah,
go.
and I'll sort
There you go. Kitty will be my trainer. I reckon I can beat Jake Paul in a fight.
Yeah.
Like, he's got, like, you know, and to fight AJ, I think what would have to happen, the only way this works is if they've got a contract that says AJ can't knock him out. Like, you know, and for the money, AJ might consider that, because you have to think about it. It could be, if someone says to me, right, £50 million to fight some bum YouTuber, not bum, but, you know, fight a YouTuber. Just, I'm talking about in fighting senses, of calling him a bum because he's not a proper fighter. But £50 million to AJ just to carry him for 12 rounds sounds like good money to me. Like, you know, and no one could begrudge you. No one could begrudge you that. But Jake Paul, you know, for me, he's a very average boxer. You know, he's very athletic. He's probably on the juice. Like, I don't think he could beat me, and I'm 40 years old. Like, you know, honest to God.
Very surprised that he won against Mike Tyson. I genuinely, I mean, Mike Tyson's my age. And
Mike Tyson couldn't even get up the ring, couldn't even get up the stairs properly. He looked like an OAP. Like, Mike Tyson's days that were done years ago. Like, you know, bless the guy. You know, they've given him an opportunity to earn a whole load of money because he has spunked a whole load of money, Tyson, and divorces, cars. The Tyson stories are like, honestly, I like probably at least once every 6 months, I'll go down a rabbit hole. Mike Tyson, like, you know, Mike Tyson's a big hero of mine. I used to love Mike Tyson, you know, so I've always got time for him, and, you know, he should be earning that money and stuff, like, you know, should be enjoying it.
Yeah, the man's a legend. He's a legend. He's up there with Ali. You know, it's one of them, isn't it? When you think of boxing, you think of the legend.
Yeah.
And obviously Mike Tyson. But I don't think Jake Paul seems to think that was a good thing. You know, like, I've beat Mike Tyson. No, you've beaten old Manor.
He needed a reminder to put his pants on as well. Like, you know, did you see everyone remembers the shot of the camera panning to Mike Tyson's backside? Like, you know, just man's walking around the training room with his batty out. You know. Good
Got
God.
a dementia patient that's just
Good
run
God.
out of the bedroom. It was terrible. Now, if Jake Paul thinks that that gives you the right to then put your name in the ring with AJ, is like, I can only think it's clown. I can only think it's clown.
I just hope they don't fall for it, because obviously, they're businessmen. Like, if I'm AJ and I can make 50 million fighting Jake Paul, I'm gonna do that every day of the week. Like, and no one can begrudge AJ for doing that, but there'll have to be some sort of contract involved. But
The Eddie, is
uh,
his
AJ's already, yeah, AJ's
Eddie?
already, yeah,
So you know damn well if the money's right, it'll happen.
yeah.
It'll happen because you know and I know that that's what it's all about. It's about bank.
But this is what I have spoken about it before. YouTubers getting too carried away with the boxing. I know they say Jake Paul, he's got the best trainers, he's got the best this, he's got the best that. Boxing, when it comes to the highest level, you have to have a jab. You have to have that technical side to you. You can't. You can do some training. You can hire the best trainers ever. Like, Terence Crawford's trainer, but Bomac, he trained Eubanks. Like, you'd
Yeah.
and it didn't work out, did it? Like, it didn't work out. Like, fighters without any sort of fighting pedigree, they're always going to resort back to sort of just slugging. And
It's
Jake,
like in sports. You've got to have that vavavoom. You've got to
you got to have the basic foundations in
you've got to
boxing.
have that talent there to then
Either you've got the iron fist where you can just knock someone out, where you've got that knockout power, or the technical ability, one or the other. And for me, Jake Paul doesn't have any. Like, he's just an athletic guy. He couldn't beat Tommy Fury. He's got no right even talking about AJ. Like, he's got no right to do that. Like, Bellew, I'm pretty sure Bellew's probably thinking, "I'll fight you for that money." Like, 100%. But like, and they would play with Jake Paul. Like, a retired Carl Froch would play with Jake Paul, like 100%.
he said he'd do it, hasn't
Of
he?
course he would. Carl Froch, he's a businessman. Of course he would.
Yeah, well, another one from Nottingham, bless him. He said he'd do it. He said he would do it all day. Like you say, business, and from a business point of view, I can see it happening. But really, it's not something that would, like. I wanted to see the Ben Eubank fight, right? I wanted to see it. I've wanted to see it. It's been coming, and they've been talking about it. But on my list of things to watch, sports-wise, Jake Paul getting knocked out by AJ is not one of them. It's not one of them. It's just not one of them. The man's got a massive jaw, and it's almost like he's got a target on his jaw that he wants people to just punch him straight on it. And I bet it's a glass.
It's honestly, like I said to you, I spoke about it before. These YouTubers getting excited with the boxing, thinking they can play around with it. Jake Paul's done a hell of a lot for boxing as well. Like, he's put a lot of shine. Like, he's given some fighters some massive paydays, UFC fighters mainly, but he's given fighters paydays. He's done a lot for women's boxing, but as a fighter himself, I don't think he beats a 40-year-old me, to be honest with you. And that's me being honest. That's me being honest. I swear to God. Let alone AJ or anyone like that. Like, he is a slugger. Like, that is literally it. He's got no boxing pedigree, like, at all.
Watching 10 million.
I'll fight you for $1 million. Give me £1 million, I'll fight you, bro. And if you beat me, then AJ will fight you next, 100%. Give me $1 million, Jake Paul. Give me $1 million, I'll fight you, bro.
Seriously, if you're out there, Jake, there's your warm up.
He needs to stop dodging Brudsy. He's trying to dodge Brudsy. Oh god. Well, we got the football. With the football's back anyway after the international break. Who's Forest got this weekend?
Liverpool.
Oh god.
And they've stepped up, haven't they? They've woken up. We've shook the Lions. Who you got?
We have got Everton, I believe. Everton, I think we're playing. We're
both in Scousland.
Yes, we are. I'm not sure. I'm really. As long as we've got Cunha and Mbumu, I'm pretty sure that we should do okay. But there's a lot going on with our striker at the minute, Sesko. Like, a lot, he's getting a lot of stick, and he doesn't seem like he's built for it. Like, he's making loads of comments, like saying, like, he didn't expect the sort of, like, the press to be on him. Like, he's never had this before. The limelight on him. I'm like, did no one tell him when you come to Man United that this is going to happen? Like,
What? He's never had press.
he's never had this sort of like pressure base. I don't know, the pressure. A lot of people don't understand that when you play for Man United, even though we're not winning, even though we're not that successful team that we used to be 10 years ago, like, there's still massive pressure on you. You're coming for big money. It's a massive club. The press are going to come for you no matter what, who it is. Like,
Yeah, that performance pressure and the British press are horrible.
Yeah.
I will say that the British press are
They know how to sell papers for sure.
They do, and I've said it before. Before every World Cup, before every Euros, there's a story about probably one of our star players, and it just throws the whole game. They do it every time. The British press are horrible to our British sports stars, and I think that's awful. Where's he come from? Where did he come from then to not be used to the British press?
If he was in Germany, I think he was in Germany. Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
in Germany.
British press. I will say this are horrible, but like you say,
Man United pressure is different, mate.
yeah, I was going to say it's still performance pressure. It's still you playing for Man United. When
Mm-hmm.
you signed for Man United, that was part of the deal. That was part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
You said to me at the end of last season, you was like, "Do you know what, Forest's going to struggle
I
because
thought you would struggle. I really did think you would struggle.
the performance you've got performance pressure now because we performed the way we did last season and then this season and we're under pressure again." Unfortunately, we've had one or two ups and downs.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marinakis.
Yeah. Well, you are still sitting pretty in 19th place. So
Yeah, we're 19.
let's have a look. You look at your form. You've won 1 in 5 basically. You've got 1 draw under Deitch and 1 draw and a win.
We won the first game and the last game in the Premier League. Right
Yeah.
now, to me, that was really let's draw a line in the sand and say this is now the Dyche era, and let's see what he can do because we've had that Premier League win now. Let's see. He's calling them in. He's having their fitness levels are going through the roof from what I can gather.
Yeah.
He's like before a match, they'd be allowed to do what they wanted, then come in for the match. Now he's got them in the mornings before the match. He's changed everything. He wants their levels up.
Yeah.
Got 7 injuries, including Chris Wood, Ola Aina, Callum Hudson-Odoi. There's 7 anyway, but there's 7 from the main team.
Yeah.
And when he was doing the Europe team, missed out Amari Hutchinson, didn't put him in. So you can't bring them in now, can you? Because you have to name your team, and you can't change it. So now Amari Hutchinson is not allowed to play in Europe.
Oh no.
So Ange screwed us over. He screwed us over big time. We've got these 7 injuries and we can't play Amari Hutchinson, who, by the way, is 18. And I was talking about Wayne Rooney being 18 and this talent. Amari Hutchinson is of that quality. You want to watch him. He's
Yep.
He's, like I say, 18 and he's catching eyes already. People are already like, who is this guy? And he's giving service. We need Chris Wood back. We need him up front.
Is he even getting played or not at the minute?
Injured.
Oh, okay.
He's injured. Jesus as well. He's injured.
Oh.
He's okay, but he can't play for long, if you know what I mean. So they don't want to risk him. So we've got our 2 strikers out.
Oh no. What's your prediction then for this week? You're playing Liverpool. You're currently sitting in 19th place with 9 points. Liverpool 18 points. How do you see the game going? Any confidence?
1-0 to Forest.
1-0 to Forest. You never know because Liverpool they're still not 100% right. They're still not 100% right.
Exactly, and we did them last time. That's what we did them last time. We were the first team, and probably I think one of 2 teams that beat them. Check it. 1-0. Callum Hudson-Odoi. We beat them at the Cop, and then it was 1-1 when they came to Nottingham Forest.
You're Chloe. You're playing at 3:00 on Saturday. 3:00 on Saturday.
Yeah.
3:00 on Saturday.
And then what? So what are you doing at the Toffees?
Uh,
You at Everton or?
let me just double check and see. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, we're at home. We're at home actually.
Right, you're at
We're
Old.
at home. We're at home. We're at Old Trafford for the Everton game. We're at Everton sitting at the minute. Oh, they're at 15 points. They're not doing. They're not
3-1.
doing. Do you know what I was thinking? 3-1. I was thinking 3-1. I hope we can win. It's very disappointing. The last two games we were winning the games, and then we sort of, it's been a bit ups and down. But anyhow,
Sorry about that, because that one of those ups and downs was Forest.
it was actually no. But to be fair, you guys were. I think you guys were better than us for a little bit of the game anyway. To be honest with you.
But this is what I'm on about. Sean Dyche is
Solid. He's solid. He's solid. He's old school. Basics first. Defend properly. Defend your lines. Fit, healthy, strong guys doing their work.
team behind him all played for Forest at some point. Stevie Stone, Ian Wone, Billy Mercer, I think his name is. He was under as a goalkeeper. Sean Dyche was there as an apprentice under Brian Clough. This is what everybody's hoping, that it's the next generation.
Yeah. Kitty, our Monday morning vibes actually went pretty well. Actually, I enjoyed today's show. Very relaxing. This is what we do here, guys. We relax. We talk about all different types of stuff. It is interactive, guys. I do say this. I do stress this. So if you do want to take part and join in, we are going to be doing more fun stuff as well, like more of a game sort of style show as well. We're just finalizing that. Kitty, anything you want to say before we roll?
No, just enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys. Peace and love.